Okay, hi, and welcome. You're watching another 24/7 TBC live broadcast on We the People. My name is Paul, and this is episode 80, and today's date is June 30th, 2018. TBC stands for the Billion Coin. It is a cryptocurrency that came out 2 years ago, March 21st of 2016. I got involved 2 days after the first year anniversary. So last year on the 23rd of March, 2017 is when I purchased my first pieces of the coin, which are called Kringles. Kind of like Satoshi is what they call them, pieces of the Bitcoin. And then the next day I made another purchase. I had been involved in Bitcoin since I think I first purchased around September, October of 2016, and was continuing to do research, and that's how I came across the Billion Coin. And since I had not seen that coin on the coin market cap or any trading exchanges, I wanted to know what this was. Well, come to find out, if you know anything about cryptocurrencies, they're completely decentralized, okay? So no one is in direct control of them. And so therefore, it's private, basically. But because of the blockchain technology, they are real money. It is real money. And in the case of Bitcoin, they were going to create and are still only going to create 21 million coins, period. You got 7.6 billion people in the world, but only 21 million coins. So there's your supply and demand, along with your proof of work, which these miners, which are independent and all over the world, create these coins using that blockchain technology. And it takes a lot of hardware and time to even make one coin. They call them to mine one coin, like you're mining gold or something. Okay, so with the Billion Coin, we called it the Billion Coin because they are going to create 1 billion coins, and I believe they already have. And they're going to, or they are using an algorithm to base the value of their coin rather than going on a coin market exchange. Now, the reason they don't want to go and never plan to go on a coin market exchange is because they literally have a mission behind their coin. They have a mission as to why they created the coin. And that is to eliminate global financial poverty. So you have to have enough coins to do that, and 1 billion is perfect. Okay, even though there's 7.6 billion, you only need 1 billion coins because of the algorithm. Okay, so we are like a community. We have kept a small amount of centralization by controlling our wallet system. So we can distribute our wealth, this is our coin, amongst the people of the world fairly evenly. Whereas if you just put a coin, you create a coin and you put it on the trading exchange, then you're putting it on the central banking system's system. They create the markets, just like the stock market. And they can purchase and buy up all the coins that they want. And nobody can stop them. They've got the money already. Okay. So they end up with all the wealth again, just like they have always done. So how can these coins on a trading market exchange really help the people of the world that struggle every day because they don't have enough money? Okay. And as we know, the money is not even money, at least here in America. And the euro is not money either because it's backed by nothing since 1971. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by anything. The US dollars slash Federal Reserve note belongs to a private bank called the Fed. The Federal Reserve Bank is a private bank, has nothing to do with the government. And they took over our money system against our Constitution. Our politicians, our traders, turned it over to them in 1913. And they've ruled straight now for 105 years. So cryptocurrency and the technology behind it, which is the blockchain technology created by an individual who calls himself Satoshi Nakamoto, is a system of encryption where everything can remain private, but yet transparent. Okay, so he realized after creating that, and he probably realized it before, it was one smart cookie. And he created a coin because he knew he could. And he knew if he did it right, this coin would have value, even though it was created, like digital. It's a digital coin. But because it's on a blockchain, and most of you who are watching this understand what blockchain technology is by now. It's been around since 2009 when he created it. Okay, and it's only gotten better over the years, and tons of people, well, not tons and tons, but if you look at the coin market cap today, I think you're going to find over 1,900 coins. Okay, 1,900 different coins you can choose to purchase. And Bitcoin obviously is the number one. They've been around the longest. They're also the most highest priced coin. I think yesterday they were around $6,300, $6,500 a coin. But again, those prices are volatile. They'll go up and down, up and down, up and down, because it can be manipulated by the wealthy that can come in and buy what they want and do the old pump and dump, sell it when it reaches a high price, sell it, drop that price, and then buy up your coins at a low price. And they just keep doing that until they have all the coins, till they have all the wealth, which is what they're all about. Okay, so in order to not have that happen to our coin, we never planned on putting it on a coin market exchange. We planned on keeping a part of our coin centralized so that we could control that. We don't let the rich come in and buy what they want. Okay, this coin is for us, you and I, we, the people. Okay, now how our algorithm works is being it's based on the value of you and I. The most valuable things on this earth is humans. Every time someone joins our community, okay, and it's free to register, you put your name, an email address that's real, because you will get at least two emails, in the beginning, that you'll need to open up and click on the confirmation links, which will create a back office, and the other email that you confirm will create your wallet. Okay, and then you'll be given a gift. Okay, but first, before that happens, you'll be sent to your newly created back office, and you'll have the mission statement there for you to read. And the mission statement's been divided into 10 paragraphs. and you read each paragraph, and then it will ask you a question about that paragraph. And you will have two answers that you can choose from. And one is true and one is not true. And you can't fail the test, because if you do pick the wrong answer, it tells you, and it says, go back and read the paragraph again and try again. But what this does is we are looking for like-minded individuals. We are looking for people who are not selfish, people who are not greedy, people who want to stand for the elimination of global financial poverty. That's what we're looking for. How many are we looking for? The algorithm is based on the first billion members that come in. Okay, that's the second reason we call it the billion coin. When we get to our first billion members of our community, and we do have a real community, okay, with contact from the creators every single day through a blog system, we can do things that no other coin and coin owners can do. And since I got involved, it has changed my life. Okay, and it has changed the lives of everybody involved. And it's just beyond what we can comprehend, because simple common sense and logic tells us that we have been raised with a scarcity mindset our whole entire lives, even our parents, under this old system that we're getting rid of. Okay, not we, the coin, but Trump and the Patriots are doing that worldwide. Okay, but we now have this blockchain technology where we, the people, can actually do something, really do something that will change the entire system of slavery that we have been under economically. And we can do it worldwide. Okay, because there's no point in just doing it here in America or doing it in one particular country. It needs to be done in the whole world. So when we get to 1 billion members, our first billion members, the price of the coin will stop increasing, because each member that is joining, and has from the beginning 2 years ago, has raised the value of our coin just by them joining our community. We used to base the value on something that everybody knew. When we came out, everybody knew what the euro was and the value of the euro. So every person that came in raised the price of our coin by €1. Each person, another euro. 100 people joined the next day, it would raise the price of our coin up by €100. Okay, that not only created the most expensive coin, the most valuable coin, which is our intention. Okay, you cannot eliminate global poverty unless there's complete abundance in the people, in the people's hands. Because we the people can do anything. We the people have all the power. It's not the government that has power unless we let them take it from us, which we have. They're very, very, very sneaky. And they're very powerful. They have a lot of money. And they buy our politicians instead of us being able to own our politicians, which is the way here in America the Constitution's set up. We're supposed to own our politicians. We're supposed to own our government. We don't. We haven't since 1913. So therefore, we haven't owned our monetary system. We handed it over to the Federal Reserve. They turn around, they lend it to our government with interest. It's insane. It's completely unconstitutional. And so the government had to do another unconstitutional thing and create the IRS so that they can tax us, the worst tax you can have, income tax, to us, the American people, who thought we were free. We thought that our ancestors, if we have ancestors that were part of the creation of America, which I do on my father's side, we thought that they fought and died for freedom. And we did. They did. But we didn't expect to lose it. I'm sure they didn't, when they were fighting, expect that they would lose it. And those that survived, didn't expect they would lose it. But see, those central bankers have been in existence for centuries. And this is what they do. And they're very good at doing it. They're very patient. Okay, so when we get now, let me just say this. We used to base it on the euro, right? So let me give you an example. Our first year, we brought in 100,000 members. So already in the first year, which is right when I got involved, the coin was already worth 100,000 euros per coin. I couldn't buy a coin, okay? So I just bought some Kringles. But I understood that the algorithm was going to reach its maximum price when we got to our first billion members. And that would make it 1 billion euros per coin. So I knew if I had one coin, I'd end up being a billionaire. Now, a lot of us don't need $1 billion, right? But we can do fine with 1 million if we really know how to manage our money. But 10 million would be a lot better. But 1 billion? Ooh, that's 1,000 million. Okay? That would definitely be harder to blow, although it can be blown, but it would be harder to blow, right? So I liked the idea of being a billionaire because then I knew I could help people. Plain and simple. If you have $1 million, you're just a millionaire, and that's all you got is just 1 million. There's not too many people you can help. You can help a few with small amounts of money, but can it be life-changing for them? Maybe 60 years ago would have been, but not anymore because of the value of the dollar is just completely gone, okay? Especially since 1971 when they took us off the gold standard. Okay, so I was thinking, how can I get a full coin? Well, the more I looked into the billion coin, the more I realized that they had already had all of these things planned to spread their wealth out evenly. And it was new to me. I admit it, it was new to me. I had taken a lot of time to study Bitcoin. And I'm not a tech kind of person, so I didn't push myself to learn every aspect of the blockchain technology. I just learned enough that I could drive it. Okay, learned enough that I could drive the car and shift the gears, right? Put the brakes on, accelerate, whatever. Change the oil. But I didn't know all the things about it. I was nowhere near a mechanic when it comes to the blockchain technology. So this new coin, which was already a year old, but new to me, was so different that it took a while to wrap my head around it. Because I've been brainwashed my whole life with, hey, there's not enough in the world for everybody. There's just enough for the rich. And I've mentioned this before, but we have a population today of over 7.6 billion people in the world. And we only have 2,200 and a few cents billionaires. That's what's wrong with the world. Okay? That's why there's poverty. These 2,200 billionaires control over 50% of the world's wealth. Okay? And they're not giving it away. And the rest of the 7.6 billion people are struggling to live on the rest of what we have, what's out there. And they keep telling us there's not this, there's not that, there's not enough of this, there's not enough food, there's not enough water, there's not enough life. in the earth anymore to grow plants. There's not enough everything. And they'll come up with anything and everything to continue to control you and take your money. And they use the media, mainstream media and the corporate media, which they own, to put out propaganda. They've been doing this for decades and decades and centuries. Okay, through newspapers, at least since the first newspaper came out, they've been doing propaganda. And then the internet came out, and that changed things. And it's been changing ever since. And now we've gotten to the point where we've never been at this particular time of history of mankind, where the people can actually take back everything. They can take this entire planet back from these very, very evil individuals. And we can put the money back into our hands. Excuse me. We can control and buy our politicians. We can control and own our government. We can build anything we want to build. We can buy and purchase and hire and pay enormous amounts of wealth to do anything we want anywhere in the world. And it's something we're not used to thinking about because we've never been raised that way. It's like, go out and get what you can, right? Dog eat dog world. If you don't get what you can, then you're just going to be poor. But go out, you got to get out there and get yours, man, before somebody else gets it. That's the way we've been raised. And we have not been able to get out of that situation. We just haven't. Okay? Otherwise, we would have already done it. A couple of presidents tried, but it wasn't the right timing, and other things happened. But now, it's completely different. With the internet having matured by 2000 and just going crazy after that, the technology we have, and then the blockchain technology that came out in 2009 and has doubled in every 18 months since then, as all technology doubles every 18 months, the central banking system can no longer control what people can do with the internet. And people are creating their own money. And this is taking the power away from these central bankers, the Fed, the BIZ, the Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank of all central banks. It's located in Switzerland. So they have been running our economy, crashing it when they feel like it. Basically, they have to crash it because they just keep throwing debt out into the world. But they save us, right? They save us every time. But this time, they can't save us because what they did, where they made their mistake, was they took us off the gold completely in 1971, which means there was nothing to back it up. And they just started, printing money, printing currency, making it up. Okay? And creating debt. Okay? To the point that now there's nothing they can do about it. It has to crash. And the only thing they can do about it is to back it by gold again, which is what we see countries out there in the world doing right now as I speak. Okay? So they're running scared. They know they've got to do something. They know at least they've got to control the narrative. They got to control the propaganda and say, hey, some stuff's going to happen. We could see this happening. These banks are going, out, but we're going to save you guys. We're going to, it's going to be okay. Hang in there. And this is what they've always done. We'll bail you out. But we, the people, don't want that. And when I say we, the people, I'm talking about the entire planet. The people are rebelling against the central banking system. We see it all over. The euro was designed, as we know, to be this one currency that all of Europe, all the countries combined have to use, or we're supposed to use, or they are using it. Except Italy and Britain have said, you know, we're not going to anymore. Okay? And Italy is just going to use their lire. England is just going to use their pound. And the European Union is breaking up. Germany and France can't hang on to it, so they're starting to look to the East as a backup plan, because the East has already, Russia and China, switched their money system and backed it by gold. The yuan and the ruble are backed by gold. So they are getting rid of the deep state. They are getting rid of the central banking system. The central banking hates their guts. They own the media, so you're going to hear constant bad things about Russia, bad things about China. But we know that neither one of those countries are communist. I mean, China, you can still say they're part communist, but I mean, they're part capitalist too. So it's, you see what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, there's only like a few, maybe 5 communist countries left in the world. Cuba is one of them, you know, and then there's a few others. There was North Korea, but they're changing. Okay, we've brought in peace to that country. And that's all we've done since President Trump has been in office, is we are going around creating peace, not war. That's one thing that you've never seen before. And that's proof that there is a plan that is in effect and it's working. We are draining the swamp, but we can't make America better unless we make the entire world better. Okay, and that's like saying, well, we can fix your pancreas, but the rest of your body is rotten, but we can fix your pancreas. Well, how can you fix an organ in the body if all the other organs are sick? You can't. It's an illusion. You're deceiving yourself. Okay, so common sense and logic again. Make America great again, or just make America great. Some people don't like the idea of, you know, when was America ever great, right? But believe me, it was better than it is now. It really was. But the thing is, we can't make America great unless we make the entire world great. Which means we have to get rid of that central banking system. And we have to change our money back into gold, backed by gold. Now, that's still not going to be a solution to eliminating poverty, because the system is still rigged. Not rigged, but it's still set up to where you've got to go out and you've got to, you know, get yours. They're not going to distribute this new money out to everybody evenly. And I'm not talking about communism here. I'm just talking about, and I'm not talking about socialism. I'm just talking about, they're not going to do that in any way, shape, or form. It's just that it's going to bring the money back into reality so that there's no more inflation. There's no more devaluation. All prices will come down and even out. And you won't have to worry about living on a budget that's going to go down in value every month. Okay, things of that sort, it can help. But our coin, the billion coin, wants to do a whole lot more. And we're going to get it done. Okay, so the last reason why they called it the billion coin was because when we did reach a billion, and when we do reach a billion, it would have been worth 1 billion euros each coin, right? But now that it's been 2 years, we don't want to value our coin on a fiat or a fiat currency. It doesn't make any sense. So this was always planned in the beginning. So we just recently switched it over to the value of gold. So we base our coin on the value and the price of gold at its current price every day. So the coin still basically goes up in value every day because new members join every day. And every time a member joins, it raises the coin by 1 grain. That's the smallest measurement of gold, by 1 grain per person. it raises the value of the coin by 1 grain of gold. And right now, a grain of gold is worth approximately $2.80. So if it used to be based on the euro, it was €1, right? Or $1.40. So when we switched overnight to gold, we basically doubled our money, doubled the value of our coin in our wallets. Okay. And that's what it will stay on. So now if you have just one coin, instead of ending up when we have 1 billion people, you would be worth, that coin would be worth 1 billion and you'd be a billionaire. You'll now be, well, if the price of gold stayed the same as today, in 2 to 3 years when we get to our first billion, you would be worth $2.8 billion if you had one coin. If you had multiple coins, then you'd be even more of a multi-billionaire in Kringles. And what we're doing is we're creating an economy. 1 billion people will create a complete global economy. Everybody will be using Kringles. Now, they won't only be using Kringles as money, but they'll be using their own country's money if it's backed by gold. They'll be using other cryptocurrencies that come out. Okay, money is money. Okay, the more money, the better. You understand? But our goal, and we're going to achieve it, is to be the first money that can create and eliminate, not create, but, well, yeah, create abundance. We are an abundance-based coin. Bitcoin cannot be an abundance-based coin. It's limited, not because there's not enough coins being made, because that value can shoot through the ceiling, but because it's on a trading market. It's just not going to be enough coins. Okay, it's just not. And if you have no control over it, the rich are going to end up owning Bitcoin. All of it. It's just a matter of time. Now, it takes some time. Like I said, they're very patient. But that's what will end up over the decades. It won't ever happen to the billion coin, because we are going to keep our wallets centralized, and not the blockchain itself. That's completely decentralized. But we will keep the wallet centralized until we hit our first billion. Then we will decentralize the wallet system, because we would have achieved our goal. Okay, so how do we become an economy? We get those Kringles into your hands. We get our Kringle coins into your hands. The people, the more people that have our coin can use it. It's that simple. And we've been using it among ourselves since 4 or 5 months into the creation of our coin 2 years ago. We have been using it peer-to-peer. In fact, we used it so much last year, even though we're not on a trading exchange, that has slowed our system down, because we were using the same blockchain platform 1.0 that all the other coins were using, that was created originally by Satoshi Nakamoto. But because technology has advanced now, people are being able to speed up transaction times by creating higher tech blockchains. And that's what we've done. And we have created, and as far as we know, we're the first one to really create these kinds of speeds. Okay, we just call it 2.0, blockchain 2.0. And we are completely migrating all of our members, which is now 3.28 million members, over to the new 2.0 blockchain platform, with transaction speeds right now between 2,000 and 3,000 per second. Okay, if you want to know what that means and how that affects, you can take a look on the internet. I've got it somewhere. I can pull it up if I need to. But the point is, that's the second fastest transaction of money behind Visa and MasterCard, which is completely digital. It's not going through a blockchain, right? Anybody can use Visa and MasterCard all over the world, and they're averaging around 2,000 per second with the use. Now, when there's a holiday and people are buying and the economy is somewhat good, or even if it's not good and they're just using credit cards, then like Christmas time or something, they can get up to 6,000 per second. But they're capable of 50,000 per second, okay? Because it's just digital. It's just electricity going through servers. Okay, so the blockchain, let's look at another coin, Ripple. Okay, that's a digital coin. It's not on a blockchain. It's an open source coin. Okay, but it is a banking system coin. It's their coin. And they've got speeds about 1,500 per second. Okay, how much does Bitcoin have? How fast can they move? The original Bitcoin, 7 per second. 7 transactions per second. That's why they had to have a fork last year. They brought out Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash can do 130. Instead of 7, they could do 130. Really, really helped. Okay? And it has really made the price of Bitcoin Cash go up because people can use it faster and more. But Bitcoin is still going to be king for a long time to come on the trading market. Okay? Right now, obviously, the king that people don't know about is the Billion coin. So that's why we're doing these 24/7 live broadcasts that will remain on our YouTube channels that you can come and take a look at and watch and hopefully find when you're doing research on cryptocurrency and learn about us. Because we are at a point now where the masses are coming in. It's like the internet, when it came out, very few people were charging onto the internet, right? They didn't know what it was. They didn't know what its potential was. But when they found out over the first part of the 90s, by 1995, 96, the masses just poured in. They just poured in, okay? And that's why it was mature by 2000. And then it just went nuts. The search engines came out, Google, the social media started to come out in the 2000s. It just went nuts. And it's only gotten better, right? Better, 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 better. And that's what technology does, is it creates better things. And then it improves itself over and over again. Okay, so we want you to get involved in our community, okay? Because if you're like-minded, you will go through those 10 questions. And at the end of those 10 questions, you're going to say, you know what? I want in. And there's a $10 charge that pays for your back office for a whole year. And it also includes a lifetime wallet with no transaction fees, ever. You get that for 10 bucks. Okay? We weren't even charging that for the first 2 years. It was an option. It started out a year ago as an option. And only if you were serious about giving the gift away did you need to do that. And they can charge you $1 a month or $10 for a year. But the problem was all these people were getting the free gift and they weren't taking it seriously, I guess, because they just didn't pay anything for it. So they didn't stay involved. They didn't help out the community by telling their loved ones and their friends about it. Maybe they were embarrassed. Maybe they just didn't know enough about cryptocurrency. I don't know. But that's what happened. So now that we're moving over to a faster blockchain platform and the growth is just skyrocketing, we are going to make sure that people understand what we are. We have a blog that they can go to, anyone can go to, and stay on top of everything that's going on every single day. Okay, we're going to have a cruise. We booked the whole ship next year for our 3rd year anniversary. The admin is giving away cabins. Okay, just rewarding. I mean, he's always been. He is not really a he. That sounded funny. I mean, he's not one person. Okay, it's a team effort. The admin. That's why we call it the admin, is because they are a group of individuals and they get the job done. But one person has to be the spokesperson of TBC, I guess. And that's who we call Chris Kringle. because he's Santa Claus. He's giving the coins away for free. Why? Because if you get the coins in your hand, it raises the value of our coin. You get the coins in your hand, you can use it as money. It creates our economy. Okay? Just imagine when we transition from fiat currency over to a currency that's backed by gold. Let's just use America as an example. When that comes, there'll be a transition, right? All that Federal Reserve note will be worthless, right? So we've got to cover it with the new cash. We've got to exchange that cash or that money system in the banks or whatever. The banks that we're going to own now, not them. Okay, so there'll be a little bit of transition, but we've got a plan, but it takes a little time, okay, because we got to do what we got to do to get rid of the central bankers. They're not going to go away without a fight. And they are fighting. They are desperate as all get out right now. They're just going nuts with what's going on around the world. And they're losing their power. They're losing their power because of cryptocurrency and because the people no longer have faith in a monetary system that is nothing but debt. They're tired of being slaves. Okay, so just imagine when we transfer over to a currency, a new currency that's backed by gold. Okay, they have to, I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, I'm not an economist or, I don't have knowledge in that area, but say you got $100,000 in your retirement account. Are you just going to lose that because it's all Federal Reserve? Well, yeah, you would, but is the new system going to replace it for you? Or is it going to be where, okay, you don't need 100,000 because all prices are going to drop now. So we're going to put 50,000 in your bank account. I don't know how that's going to work, but I do know it's going to be a great thing to happen because that money will be real. There will be no debt. There will be no income taxes. There'll be no IRS. People are thinking, well, Paul, there has to. We have to pay for things. No, we've been brainwashed that we have to give our money to the central banking system, who will loan the money to the government, who will do all this building and give the money out and spread it over. And it's just debt, 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 debt. Okay, we the people will have money. Not even the gold-backed money, because there's limitations to that. It still is on a basic system. But with cryptocurrency, if you've got cryptocurrency, that's like having gold and silver that you can go and spend. And if you have an abundant amount of it, an amount of gold or silver that makes you a multimillionaire and a multi-billionaire, and if there's a billion of us, well, then we could build anything. We, the people, can do anything. We, the people, have the power. Okay? Start thinking that way. Start training your minds to change because you're looking at the world and you're seeing it change. And it's going to continue to change. And you want to have the right mindset. You want to get rid of that scarcity mindset because it's a lie. The world is not lacking anything. And we could have 3, 4, 5 times the amount of people on this earth. It wouldn't even hurt us. There's enough. Okay? So that's what we're doing is we're getting the news out about our coin, the billion coin. And like I said, once you go through those 10 questions, you're either going to say, you know what, this is not for me. It's not for me. And you'll walk away, no harm done. You won't have spent a dime. We don't want your money. Okay, in fact, admin doesn't even accept fiat currency. He'll take $10 in Bitcoin, or $10 in Litecoin, or $10 in Ethereum, right? But if you want to buy Kringles, you have to buy it not from him. He doesn't sell any Kringles. You have to buy it from another one of a member of the community like me, or anybody else that's doing these live broadcasts. Anybody that's a trusted seller that won't discount the coin to you, you can buy it from us. But guess what? If you do, admin sees that transaction on the blockchain, it gets verified on both ends, and then he gives you a bonus. a bonus that you can redeem. A bonus is called cookie rewards. Cookie rewards. And every 5 months, we go through a whole month of redemption where people can click in their back office the redemption button and turn all those cookie points into real Kringles into their wallet. Kringles that are worth more than a coin, more than a full coin, 2 coins, whatever amount you want. We make it available to you to get either for free by you just telling other people about it, like what I'm doing. Okay, I'm earning cookie points every day by just doing these videos. And it didn't start out that way. We started doing these after our 2nd year anniversary, which was just back on March 21st this year. And I wasn't used to doing live broadcasts. I didn't even know how to do one. Okay, so I learned, and I didn't have a whole lot of time. So it took me about 10 days, I think, before I got on my first one. And then I started to do them every day except a day here, a day there, where I can't make it. Something comes up. I have a slot here at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time right now because I'm in Las Vegas. Okay, but I try to get on every day. But we were doing this for free. We were doing it just because we wanted to get because if we get the coin in your hands, we grow and we have more of an economy. We can buy more things from each other. In fact, we can buy more things from merchants. Like Bitcoin has a small amount of an economy, right? You can buy certain things from certain merchants who just take that Bitcoin, the small amount of Bitcoin that they're getting, and they just leave it in their wallet because they know over time it's going to go up because of supply and demand. But they've got enough cash flow going through their business that they don't have to worry about turning around and spending a coin that may go down in value the next day. Okay, so that's the kind of economy they have. And they've got 12 million people that own Bitcoin. 12 million. Okay, we only have 3 million, but we're blowing up. We grew by 30 times last year, right? We went from 100,000 members to 3 million. If we grew, and that was a slow tech period for us. That's when we were growing through all our transactions, slowdowns, and all that Bitcoin was doing, right? If we just grow 30 times this coming year, we'll grow from 3 million to 90 million. 90 million, not 12 million that Bitcoin has. Okay, so if you think Bitcoin has it, and they do have a small economy, imagine what 90 million of us will do. The kind of economy we'll do, especially when merchants, retailers, and all these people, business people, service providers know that they can not only get our coin and it's not going to go down the next day, unless the price of gold fluctuates a little bit. But it's only going to go up in value until it hits a maximum of our first billion people. But we have all these members that we are a community. They will come to you to do business with. All you got to do is have an online presence, right? Otherwise, the people who have, obviously, the Bitcoin in your neighborhood can come to your place of business, okay? But we have only 3.2 million, and they're spread out over the entire world in more than 200 countries. Okay, so the United States, I think, has less than 100,000 people using the billion coin right now. It's insane, but it's just because Americans don't see the poverty when they wake up every morning. Most Americans, whereas if you live in the Philippines or if you live in Nigeria or any other country that's a so-called, geez, if you live in Puerto Rico right now, you wake up to poverty every day. Okay, these are developing countries where the people see it every single day. So when they hear about something that can change their lives, they're much more open-minded to it, much faster to grab onto it. Okay, so I think Nigeria has already 1 million people, over 1 million people. And I'm not sure what the population of Nigeria is. Total population, there's a lot. There may be 100 million. Here in America, we got, what, 350 million? But anyway, the point is, we need to get the word out. Because even if you don't want to be a billionaire, be a multimillionaire. Okay, but if you want to be a billionaire and help others, help your family and friends, or if you just want to let them in, get them the free gift. You know what the free gift is worth right now that we're giving away? $2,100. in Kringles. We're giving it away to every man, woman, and baby in the entire world. Yes, there's a $10 fee now, but we're giving away $2,100 worth of Kringle for $10. And you can get a full billion coin, by purchasing $100 worth of Kringles from a trusted buyer. The admin will reward you with enough cookie rewards that will equal a full coin. What am I saying? I'm saying you can become a multi-billionaire when we max out for $100. Well, 110. What's the coin worth? What is our coin worth right now? Based on coin and based on almost 3.3 million people. It's worth over $8 million a coin. Okay? So we're creating wealth right now. We're in our distribution period. We're in that period that the internet was in the mid-90s, between 95 and 2000, right? The masses are coming into cryptocurrency because they're starting to really understand what it is. And they're seeing what's going on in the world. And they're tired of struggling every month and being on a budget and then having the prices go up. The prices go up. It's the value of the dollar that's going down that makes the prices go up. Either way, it's the same effect, right? We can't stretch that money anymore, but we're being forced to. So what do? We go without. Every month there's something else we can't buy that we're used to buying, or we got to go find a lower quality of it, a brand that we don't like, a brand that, I don't know, whatever. But then there's certain things like gasoline that you don't have a choice. So what do? You drive less. You turn the air conditioner off. You sweat. Okay. It's not funny. Okay. But if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry, And that's the way the situation's been. And the people are fed up. So they're waking up. And guess what? Every person I know that has woken up has not gone back to sleep. If they've really woken up, they're not going back to sleep. It's incredible. It's a very exciting time to be alive, even though we're in the middle of a war right now. Okay. Not a war of guns and bombs, but we're in a war of chess, you can say. Okay. Trump and the Patriots against the central banking system, the deep state, whatever you want to call it. That would be the intelligence services of the world, like the CIA, NSA, Mossad, MI5, MI6, whatever, FBI. And guess what? We're only talking about the very top of those branches, okay? The alphabet agencies out there are all good agencies. 70% of them are just really decent people. But those top 30% are rotten to the core, and they're the ones controlling things. So we're draining the swamp of that top 30%. That's what Trump is doing. Okay, and you're going to start seeing it happen any day now. July is going to be a crazy month because we are on a timeline here, friends. Trump has been president for almost 2 years now. He's got to do some major things if he wants to be reelected in 2020 in a landslide. And he will be. Because he is getting it done. Because he has so many amazing, amazing patriots that are behind him. We are the ones that put him in as president. I say that relatively speaking. It's always God that puts the leaders of the world into their positions. Just read it. It's right there in the book of Romans. Paul wrote it to the Romans and explained how that works in chapter 13. Okay, God calls these people he puts into power his own ministers, whether they're dictators and the awfulest people in the world, or whether they're the best and everything in between. He has his reason and his plan for each and every one of us. He's in full control. But relatively speaking, the patriots voted for him, right? Because God made us. okay, caused us. And this is a time that's very exciting, but we have to keep our eyes open. We have to wake up. Okay, now I'm going to go over and see if there's anybody that has any questions on my live chat. Steven, gosh, I'm so happy for you, guy. Oh, my world. I don't know if you guys know it, but those who are watching that may be new, again, I mentioned that admin is so generous in what he does and what he gives away. And Steven just got a chance to go to Africa, okay? And this is something he's wanted to do his whole life, okay? Because his ancestors come from Africa. And he is so excited, and we are all so excited for him. He's going with one of our major leaders, if not the major leader, that we have below the admin, okay, to Africa, okay? I think, when is it? After migration, right? I think it's right after migration that you guys are going. But this is just why you want to be a part of our community, because it is exciting. And we really are a community where we can support each other and have an admin that supports us 110%. And it's just amazing, okay? Bitcoin Scott, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited about what's coming. Okay. And Romeo, it's great to see you. Thank you guys for coming today and supporting me on this. I know I say the same thing a lot over and over again, but we don't know when someone new is going to come on to one of these things. And I just want to make sure that I'm constantly keeping up on the blogs. And the blog that came out was so awesome last night. And Steven covered it. I think he covered it. Well, he was just so excited about him getting a chance to go to Africa. I couldn't watch the whole thing, Steven, so I'll go back and watch it. But I'm sure it's been covered. But basically, we had a leadership system set up, and people were like chasing those leaders, and it was getting out of control. But we don't really need particular leaders for every country anymore. We are coming together so well as a community that leaders are stepping up left and right. And so it's really easy for us to just manage ourselves. And that's basically what it is. But there is some really cool letters in there, and but I'm sure someone's gone through them. And then there's a couple other blogs that are just amazing too. And maybe I'll just do my own thing and go through them tomorrow or something. But let's see, what is tomorrow? Gosh, the days get away from me. Today is Saturday. So tomorrow's Sunday. And I am scheduled already for 5 o'clock Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So I will be here, God willing, tomorrow at the same time, same place. And get involved if you're new to this. The information is down below my video. Okay, and any of us doing these videos, you'll always find the information in the description of how you can get involved, join for free, look over the mission statement, and make a decision whether you want to pay $10 or not, whether you want to belong or not, whether you want to become wealthy or not, whether you want to be the first billion, okay? Because we are creating right now 1 million billionaires. And when we get done with our first million billionaires, we're going to create 1 billion millionaires. These will be multimillionaires and multi-billionaires. Okay? And then we'll take care of the rest of the world because we'll have so many kringles, it's not going to be funny. It's going to be awesome. But if you want to get in and get in now, Now's the time. The masses are coming in, not just in all cryptocurrencies, but they're coming in right now in the billion coin. Okay, but because we're not on a trading exchange, people don't hear about us. Okay, because we're an abundant space coin, and all those coins are not. And there's another coin coming out that validates us. It will be a complete abundant based coin based on an algorithm by a very huge company. And you'll hear about it. The coin's going to come out in April of next year. The more coins that come out, the better, whether they are on a trading exchange or not. Those exchanges are going to have to disappear. They're part of the central banking system. When they go down, they're not coming back. We're going to crush them, and it's going to be the end of them. No matter how hard and how tough it's going to be for us, we want our freedom back, and we're willing to do anything we got to do to get that freedom back. We don't want to leave this earth, meaning pass on, and leave our children and their children in this enslaved society, this enslaved system. You see how things have gotten only worse because of it. I've been around 61 years, going on 62. I've seen it. Obviously, I didn't pay attention to it when I was a kid, but amazingly, my mother was into the central banking system and all of its stuff, and I did read. I was aware of it, but you know, you're a kid. I started reading about it when I was 13, but you're still just a kid, right? But I was aware of it from 18 on, that's for sure. But there wasn't anything I could do about it. It was still dog-eat-dog world. And that's all I've ever known. That's all we've ever known. Okay? So we're going to change it. This is the way we're changing. It's just like when the internet came out, people were saying, hey, the internet's here. It's going to change the world. Get involved. Buy some Microsoft stock. Did I? No. I didn't know. Okay, but we got to get that information out to you. This is different. This is unbelievable. And there's enough for everybody. Okay, the ship isn't leaving the harbor. It's going to stay right here until we get to 1 billion people. You've never seen that before. You've never seen something like this before. This isn't a stock that has a certain amount, and if you buy it, it's going to go up, and then you're going to get rich. It's not, because those stocks can be manipulated and they can crash. Okay, so take a look, and like I said, it's free to sign up. It takes about less than a minute. Put your name in, your email address, you make up a password, you make up a username. I think you put what country you live in, and that's it. You hit the button and you'll get 2 emails. And then you'll get your mission statement, and you'll read it, and you'll figure out whether this is for you or not. And then we're here to help you. Step by step, we're here to help you. Accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Make as much wealth as you want for you and your family and your loved ones. So take a look. And I will talk to all you guys tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Continue to have a great weekend. All of you. And can't wait to see what's going to happen next. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you all. Take care.